Dave will not be here tonight. They don't have web browsers wherever he is. Hey, just one hand on your foot, mom's on here. What? Okay, I'm starting my game. They're inside out, dude. Are they hard to zip up?
No. I just couldn't figure out how to work it.
Good night. So nice. Jamie's on inside out. It's awesome. God. I think you just drive with one hand and you have your phone in the other, and it's perfectly safe. Yeah, yeah. Keep them awake. Easy. Easy. All right. Let's catch Adam up on what happened last week. One of you guys take a stab at it, and I'll fill in any gaps.
You know our mom is?
Outside. Well, it's not an official assignment. Some guy came up to you and said, "You seem like the only people on the watch who wouldn't fuck this up," and he's paying you some money if the kid survives. Eugene, sir. Well, that reminds me. Give me a gossip roll, Andrew. I got to see how good you are at spreading rumors. I got to waste those rerolls early. That's a number. All right. So, yeah, the party had set up and been watching, and like your shifts were during the day. You set up overnight. You're trying not to let your clip and club guy know that you're doing this because he doesn't like you guys. Technically, this is out of your patrol area, but not that far. Yeah. And Rocco had the bloody flux, which is basically diarrhea, bad diarrhea. The Ubersreik Watch Orphan Fund. Yep. And then bugbears. Bernard gets pulled aside as you guys are heading out for your shift. He's got a special assignment. They're pulling like a couple people from each patrol. So all the patrols are down right now because there's a plague going around. Not the diarrheas like Adam had though. Hold on, I gotta let my cat up. And they're basically they got like a special group that's taking shifts, quarantining buildings. But mostly you just hold crossbows, point them at the building and no one's allowed to leave. It's just a great job. If you like murdering people, or maybe not. I'm sure Dave would love that. Anyway, he's busy. He can't be here. But maybe he'll leave at whatever next session starts at. So I can't do the shits twice in a row. So I believe we are at the morning. Dirk had kind of, I don't remember if you guys said this or not, done some scouting, like climbed the building at night. I don't know if we talked at all about what's in the building. Maybe I can recap that for you guys. Give me one sec. Unless you already know. In which case, one of you can say it. But the roof, there's a skylight that looked like a possible way to get in. All the windows are unboarded on the second floor, but on the first floor, most of them are boarded, other than on the west side where you can kind of see into like a kitchen dining room area. You guys have been watching, and there's typically you've seen two guys upstairs. I'm gonna switch to the map so Adam can see this. Is it loading? Is it look what? Yeah, it has color now. So I grabbed a really old module from first edition because I just wanted a little like thing I could drop in, and then I was looking through like a companion book for the mega campaign where they're like, here's some extra stuff you could work in, and it had this in it already. So I was like, all right, I'll just take the color map. Great. Anyway, so you guys have seen people like upstairs over here. Two guys. You've seen at least two guys on the first floor, one of which yesterday went out and like got groceries or something. You're guessing. And you've also seen a really big burly dude who was kind of like in charge of the door when a guy was going in and out. And you've heard a dog. So I can't remember. Oh, and none of them. Go ahead. Um, Also, the world's greatest private detective here, Alphonse, is pretty sure the guy behind this is Claudio, or not Claudio. It is Claudio. I forgot his last name. Carbonetti. And you have not seen a guy facing his or featuring his description, so you know of at least 5 people and a dog in that building. There could be a 6th if Claudio was there. And the whole goal is, rescue this kid without getting him killed. Alphonse is pretty sure, like if he just called the watch and they went in there knocking the door down, that kid's not going to survive. And as far as I know, you still have another day, like until like noon tomorrow, when um, the guy has till then to get the ransom money, and then apparently he's going to get a note or some sort of contact for where to take the money. He doesn't actually have the money, which is the whole reason Alphonse got hired instead, and then indirectly you guys. So you've got at least a day to figure this out. I believe it would be morning. Your watch probably just started. Dirk was the one here overnight, I think. Maybe someone was with it. Probably Dave, but I don't know. Dave had to disappear. So I don't know. At this point, it's morning. I don't know what your guys' plans are. But I kick it off to you. Tonight would have to be the night. Yeah. Okay. So there was a butcher shop that burned down that you ran through trying to save people. You might remember catching on fire. Um, the Narbe Ditwin is the name of the butcher. He was very thankful you guys saved him, and he doesn't have a shop rebuilt, but he does have a stall in the market where he sells stuff. He would be happy to give you some free meats and or sausages because he specifically remembers you running into the building, not doing so great, but he does remember you in there saving people. So it sounds like you are out on patrol. I'm going to put you in the street just to represent that. I got you. Well, then why don't you guys talk to me about what you're doing for your shifts or how you're breaking that up? Adam was not there. Was he? Oh, you're right. You're right. I let him. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You just wouldn't let him be there alone. Yep. Oh, we know what Adam would do. Something. Dave is not there. He has disappeared. I mean, I can have him disappear like around noon or something if it really matters, but he's getting called away because, you know, he's not here. I just remembered, completely off topic. Uh, you guys had asked me if there was just one moon last time it came up. It turns out there are two moons. There's one that shows up like completely randomly in the sky. That's Moore's Leap, which is like the moon of death, more or less. I forget what the other one's called. I think it's Man's Leap, but I don't know. That one's like a more regular moon. And there was something else. Surprise. If you get the surprised condition, which is where people basically more or less hit you for free almost, it only is for one attack. It's removed as soon as you are attacked. So if you're surprised by like 8 people, not all 8 of them get to hit you with surprise. You still, I mean, if you're surprised at the start of the round, you still don't get to act, but you don't lose all your defense, and they don't get the plus 20 or whatever. However that works. I want to call that out because I read it and I just wanted to not have anyone be surprised. No pun intended. Anyway, does anyone else have anything to add to Al's overall plan? I'm going to interject one thing. I'm not dissuading this plan, by the way, but I want to interject this. A door-to-door preacher would definitely not be with a warhammer and armor. If you were to do it, you'd know you'd have to be more normally dressed. And if it comes to that, I'll let you guys play the bad guys while they burn down the place and then, you know, cause chaos while you're off doing your patrol. I really want it to be now. It's Eugene, sir. I threw some guys on here. Unfortunately, like the people on the second floor are right above the people on the first floor that you've seen sometimes. I'll put the ones in the corner. They're up on the first floor. This guy here's the one who's kind of in the dining room / kitchen a lot. This guy here's the one that you've seen open the door, and that's really the only time you've seen him. And there's another guy you know is in there sometimes because you've seen Like the two that are upstairs, you saw them swap with two other guys at a certain point in the night. Um, and then, of course, you know there is a dog in there somewhere. I'm just throwing those on there as like a, some sort of reminder of what's what. The tokens do not necessarily match the descriptions. I just had to, I didn't pull out an AI art generator to get a guy who's 5'9" tall with black hair, or whatever the hell it's asking for. Ah, yes. Let's recap that one sec. No, they aren't all. I find the neighbors. I know I have it. You'd say 10 or 15 minutes. Um, find the neighbors. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to go around and ping the map. So, building you're in, 2 stories tall. This one, 3 stories, seems to be empty and pretty decrepit. Number 13. I'm just going to go up. I'm going to go up in numerical order here. The one right next to you is 3 stories tall. There's definitely some people living in there. The guy, seemed to have left in the morning and come back at night, like he's going somewhere for a job. The lady's in there all day, but it doesn't really seem to come out much other than to like hang some laundry or something. Um, this is 3 stories. These guys, you didn't see them at all during the day. They all came back at night, and they were loud and drank a lot at night. Is what you got from that watching last night. People live in 16. You're not really sure what they do. You've seen a kid over there. 17 obviously is the building you're watching. 18 is occupied, but you didn't get a real good look at who's there. And then 19, you did eventually see the lady's got a husband too. But they also have a dog that's just, it barks anytime anybody goes down the street. It's like one of those annoying ass dogs like mine that barks at everything. And in particular, yeah, it barks like crazy whenever the other dog has been out. Those are all abandoned, or at least they seem to be. Oh, and the brown is outhouses. Just so you know. I don't want to dissuade you, but I do want to give you information. If you start a house fire, it is likely a lot of these houses are going to go up. They're especially the abandoned ones. These are all pretty packed together. Like if you look at your get out the ruler on the map, like even that backyard there, it's only like less than 10 feet. So a little bit of wind or anything, or even just whatever. There's a good chance it a lot of stuff goes up if there's a fire, which you might be okay with. But I'm just giving you the information. Continue. Okay, let me. I'll give you a recap of the timeline that you have observed, just because Adam wasn't here, so it's good for him if nothing else. Give me 1 sec to find the page that I have it on. You guys started watching around noon yesterday. You saw guys playing cards upstairs in this northwest corner of the house. Looks like they're in a bedroom up there. Around 12:30, you saw someone moving around in the kitchen. And throughout the day, you kind of saw them in that area off and on, like they're walking around downstairs, and that's the part you can see into. And you guys did not have a good view of the back of the house for almost any of this, just so you know. At about 1 o'clock, guy left the front, came out the front door, walked off. About an hour later, he came back with a basket of something. You're guessing food because shortly thereafter, you saw the guys upstairs come down, and they were eating in like the dining room for a little bit, and then they went back up, and they had some mugs of beer or ale or wine or something, that they had up there with them as they continued playing cards. Um, at some point in there, more towards night, you heard the dog barking outside. I think maybe that happened twice. It was like the afternoon and then the night. Um, Around 11:30 or so, these guys in the bedroom you no longer saw. You saw another dude down, like we'll say this guy here. You saw him downstairs, kind of watching out the window from the dining room, and occasionally another guy um, would come and like kind of smack him awake. You're guessing at this point some of the guys were asleep because you were not seeing like the guys upstairs in the bedroom anymore. And you think at some point it changed because by morning, it was the guys who had been downstairs who you weren't seeing anymore, but now you were seeing the two that had disappeared for, I don't know, probably a good 6 hours. And we'll just say it's like 8 a.m. because I don't know, time's passing overall, but like around 8 a.m. you heard the dog outside barking again for a little bit. You know, definitely there have you've always seen somebody awake for sure. It seems like at night maybe they're sleeping in shifts or something. Because at night, pretty close. There was a time like around maybe 11 at night, right before the upstairs guys went to sleep, that the dog was up. The dog's been out now. You've seen it like 8 a.m., probably around like 3 p.m., and then like around 11 p.m. ish. He's not outside all the time, but whether he's outside or not, he's barking whenever the other one is. Like he's barking out the window or he's barking out the front door, whatever. You have seen You've seen that dog over here bark a lot throughout the day at anybody who goes by, because it's not like there's never other people out and about, right? Um, Giuseppe only seems to be barking when he's outside. You haven't heard barks coming from inside this house, even when the other dog's barking. Um, One thing to note: having climbed the house, the climb itself actually wasn't that bad. The house is kind of poorly made with a lot of like lattice work and stuff. The hard part was doing it silently. And sit here silently. I don't want to. So you do this. I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna be here. You guys tell me what you're doing. Alphonse might have made a mistake. You are getting paid. I don't remember what I said last week, but I was converting from a one adventure where money's totally different. In this one, I don't think I was saying it was this much, but he's offering you guys a total of 15 crowns, gold crowns. That's like three each, I guess, two each, three each. That more if the kid lives. Oh wait, I take this. I take that back. It's actually 30 if the kid is unharmed. 15 if he's mostly alive. No, nothing if he's dead. If it's to if it's to fool Alphonse, your impression of Alphonse is that while he's got quite the ego of himself, he's also pretty damn sharp. You don't think you could pass a kid off on him. He's he doesn't really want to do any fighting himself. It's part of why he's here. But if you need him worked into a plan somehow to do something, like he will. Part of the reason I don't want to do it is, it's less fun to have an NPC go do shit that. But if somehow he's critical to a plan, he'll contribute. He does seem like he could be pretty stealthy if he wants to be. He's a tiny little dude though. Um, he's certainly not big and buff and tough, but maybe he knows how to use a weapon. He'd prefer not to be, in there brawling with anybody though. I don't want to have him give you a plan. That's not fun. What? Yeah, if questions you want to ask him, he'll help. He's hired essentially. So they're asking 500 crowns for this kid as a ransom, and the merchant just doesn't even have close. So he has hired Alphonse, this great renowned detective that you've never heard of. Although he does seem pretty capable. Oh, you know what? I fumbled it last week. Maybe I can find it. He had a whole thing about how he tracked the kidnappers to this place through the type of paper they used on the ransom note. I think I briefly mentioned it. I just didn't have the detail. I can't find the part of his speech where he says it. Oh well. Oh, here we go. He performed the almost impossible task of tracing the paper used for the ransom note back to a vendor in the market. The stall's proprietor, eager to cooperate with a funny looking figure who was waving money around, gave him an accurate description of the shifty looking number with the big mean dog who bought the paper, and then, he tracked them down to here by, tracking, asking people, where the guy with the dog went, and blah, 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 blah. And also yesterday he was out trying to get more information about that guy, and that's how he ended up getting the name. Claudio Carbonetti, he's pretty sure that guy's kind of well known. These other guys are probably just kind of hired muscle. He does know this guy has a bad reputation. There's a decent chance he's not going to leave the kid alive. Honestly, whether they pay or not, there's a good chance the kid wouldn't be alive. But absolutely, yeah, yeah. That building behind there is abandoned, so for sure you could get in there. Um, I mean, depending how brave you are, you could hide in like the outhouse here. I mean, whatever. I don't know. What time do you want to go check that? Like, you want to be watching that throughout the day, or at least for part of your shift here? There you go. Give me a stealth roll, sir. Oh, Adam, also, at least while you were like coming to and from this building, you guys were not wearing your watch uniforms and watch armbands because you didn't want to be like, if you were seen, you didn't want it to be like 5 alarm fire by these guys. Whether or not you put it back on once you're in the building, that's fine, but that was kind of like what everyone had done. That was real bad, Al. That's way better. Yeah, your 89 didn't help you with that whole reverse the digits. And all right, yeah, you don't even get the neighbor's dog barking at you as you maneuver. Probably, I don't know, your call if you want to be on first or second floor. Second floor is probably a better vantage, but you're a little slower to get down if you need to. The building you're in is kind of rickety. It's got like rotted floorboards and stuff, so you can't move super fast if you're trying to be quiet. But you do see there's a back window open here in the kitchen, so you're getting a good view right now of a guy sitting in there. And you can also see it is opened. Yes. Sorry. None of these windows are glass. To be clear, they're just shuttered or not shuttered. Um, correct. Um, yep. The back door. I know it looks like it's there. It's not. The back door is almost straight behind the front door. Yeah. 500 gold crowns. Hmm. Yeah, neither does the merchant. It's a lot of money. It did it like you had asked about the merchant a little bit, like trying to see how legit this was. The merchant, like theoretically, that could be something he could afford, but he kind of had the you had gathered that he was putting forth that he was doing better than he actually was, which was kind of how this happened. He doesn't actually have the money, even though he tries to live and appear like he's got the money. Business has been bad. Um, mhm. So who's patrolling today, or at least in the morning? Like your real patrol, if anyone. Right, Rocco and Griff, and then is one group, and then Trent and Dirk are the other, for now at least. Okay, cool. So you guys are off on your patrol. Not a lot's happening today, other than they're talking about, oh yeah, some sort of plague over in this area. Got it all quarantined off. It's not inside your patrol area though. You also hear there's they had to haul some bodies out of the from under the bridge last night. Normally they're real grumpy about it because normally the bodies just get dumped in the river and go floating down, but this one they actually were left on the street. Um, Probably gang fighting. There were some dead halflings, but otherwise not too eventful. Those of you at the house, Al, from the back, you do see around 10 a.m. or so the guy who spent a lot of time in the kitchen. He kind of disappears. You see him disappear through the back window. Um, a little bit later, he comes out the back door. There's the big guy who you had seen close the front door, who also closes the back door after this guy goes out. The guy's carrying a bucket. Based on just context, you're guessing it's a waste bucket that they keep inside the house, like to piss in and shit. He takes it into the outhouse. Oh, sorry, the dog comes out at the same time too, and the barking starts. You see the dog running around the back doing its business. Seems pretty well trained. It doesn't go running off or anything. The guy's in the outhouse for 5 minutes or so. Comes back to the door, the back kitchen door, knocks on it, and give me a perception roll. Not real good. Uh, he knocks on the door. You have trouble getting a good view, but he knocks. You think he says something, you can't hear it at all, and then the big guy opens the door, the kitchen door, lets this dude back in, and then the dog too, and then the door shuts. So that's pretty much the extent of your excitement. Other than they said something. It could be let me in. I mean, who knows, right? But you couldn't make out whatever it was. I don't know what time the other group's coming back. Your shifts are typically from like 6 to 6. So would it be noon or later? I don't know. Are you going to stay back here or are you going to go take a shift? That sounds fine. Crowbar is 2 shillings 6 pence. You're going on shift? All right, give me another stealth roll. Get out of there. It's not a hard stealth roll, by the way. There are modifiers that I'm not showing you, but just don't totally fuck it up and fall through the floor or something on your way out. You happy with that result? You want me to describe it to you before you decide if you roll again? All right. Uh, you come down and you're getting out. You're coming back around. The neighbor's dog starts barking like crazy while you're out there. Um, but I mean, you slip away. Eric, you do watching from the telescope. You do see the guys upstairs, kind of like peeking out the back window, like what the hell is the dog going so crazy for? But they apparently didn't see anything because eventually they go back to playing cards. You do probably see them like kind of glance out the back window a couple times for like the next half hour or so after that, though. That said, Dirk gets back over by you. The party comes up and you guys swap. I assume. And again, about 1, maybe 1:30, guy comes out the front door. 6'2" guy, black hair, even though he's bald on this token, and goes walking off down the street in the direction of, you're guessing the market. Griffin Rock over together. Alphonse will actually take over watching the back while Dirk's gone. That could be a good job for him. He's stealthy. He'll let you know what he sees back there. Do you guys do anything? All right. Lack of any response at all, I'll take as a no. Uh, Alphonse knows the Claudio dude isn't really a gang. He's just like a bad dude, right? He's got a criminal past. You think he thinks they're just hired thugs, the other guys, but they're not like part of a gang, right? He, yeah, something like that. All right, are you murdering the dude who left? Okay. All right, describe to me what you're well, describe to me what you're doing because he comes out the door and starts walking off towards the market, and then you guys are like, you're over in this building. You're like, hey, should we kill him? I don't know, man. Should we? Yeah, okay. So you probably waste 30 seconds a minute while he's walking. So he's not in front of this house anymore. He's down the street a ways. You can definitely probably catch up to him should you try. I need to understand what you're doing. That could happen. Like if you think he's walking like right up to your door and you just grab them and pull them in. That's not happening. I'm curious what exactly your approach here is. Actually, I think last week I did say he walked past your house to get to the market, so he is probably going that direction. He's not walking like literally, in front of your door or anything, but probably by the time you decide you might be doing something, he's probably, right around here. Um, right at the moment. None. None. All right, you guys were up on the second floor of the house. Just describe to me how you're getting down there and what you're doing exactly. Like what you're. All right, so you're running down the stairs. Are you running out the front door? Or are you running out the back door? Okay. Okay. So you're probably going out the back door of the house, and then you're coming out through this gate. All right. All right. So you should never leave these two alone. Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just like charging like crazy people? I heard something about a bow, but also I heard you running, so I'm not. All right. Are you trying to close the distance without him seeing you? He will have his back to you. But you're not like walking, right? You're charging at this guy. I'm trying to understand. I need paint me the picture. But by the time you got your asses down there, he's starting to walk by. Like there was some discussion. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you guys have your watch stuff on? You have armor on. Your watch armor. Like it's not obviously watch armor. It's just armor. Yeah. You certainly could have just taken off like your cloak and your armband or whatever. Like the armor itself is not necessarily watch colors or anything. It's just like a leather jerkin. However, there was question of a bunch of armed and armored guys coming into this house would probably look really suspicious. So I wasn't entirely clear what level of stuff you were wearing and what you weren't. I'm just going to assume right now you just took off like your watch stuff and that was it. Your watch cloak and your watch. Are you rushing down here with your shield? Okay. Are you rushing down here with your bow or just your weapon / crowbar? All right. All right. Let me put you three in combat. I can't believe Eric didn't chime in yet with like, "What are you guys doing?" Oh no, no, I meant out of character. You're just gonna enjoy the show. Why? I I got to roll. Okay. Unfortunately, when I roll, it like really shrinks this pop out box, and I can't resize it. That's annoying. All right. Anyway, by the way, if we ever get sick of like essentially static initiative, there are other options like roll a d10, add your initiative bonus, stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to put this guy as surprised as he was not expecting to be smacked in the back of the head with a crowbar. Actually, before I give him the surprise condition, give me. I know you're not trying to be stealthy, but still give me a stealth roll because it's kind of how much noise do you make as you're approaching is what it essentially comes down to. It's not bad. Adam, are you letting him take the lead or? Oh, that was real bad. Rocco's was good. Okay. Well, if Rocco was the one in front, that'd be fine. But if you're the one in front, then he does not have the surprise condition. Then you made a ton of noise. You know, it's the squeaky hinge on the gate opens, and you go rushing down the road. He turns at the noise and sees you approaching. Is like, "What the hell?" Um, you're still first, I believe. Let's see. Well, technically Rocco's first, but Rocco's waiting, right? So technically, this guy goes before Griff. I'm going to let Griff go first. I'm just not going to give the guy the surprise condition because I mean, you were almost on him by the time he's reacting. You just don't get the no defense. Well, he will be using dodge rather than weapon because he does not have a weapon out. I really want there to be a way to just. Oh, that's cool. If I click his token, he comes up there. I want there to be a way that I can just roll directly from that card. That would be sweet. All right, so you come up behind him and you smack him in the head with a crowbar, I guess. Well, it wasn't the head, it turned out to be the body, but. You did do 8 damage to him, though. He turns around and I guess you smash it into his ribs and, knock some air out of him. Adam, what are you doing? Okay. Are you actually doing a cold shot? I think it's minus 20. Let's find out. I think so. That's true, actually. You are 2v1ing him. That's just plus 20. So yeah, so just do a normal roll. That'll work out. It totally was a leg hit, though. You right click the card and spend fortune to reroll. That was worse, but not a fumble. You come in swinging low for your with your axe, trying to catch his leg. Despite being a bit surprised and unarmed, essentially, he managed to stumble back and like jump over. Well, actually, I have to roll a dodge, don't I? He could fuck it up, I guess. Hold on. 0-1. He dodged the hell out of that. He looks like a guy who knew what the hell he was doing. And he looks like he's trying to catch his breath to yell, but all that kind of comes out is a wheeze after being hit in the gut with a crowbar. But he does manage to draw his sword at this point and stab at probably Griff, who's the one who actually hit him. Let's get you up there, Rocco. Actually, he does not draw his sword. It turns out he was wearing brass knuckles. So rather than take the time to pull a weapon out, he's just going to punch you. Not only did he fumble, he rolled 100. Let me resolve the fumble, and then you can roll your defense. He loses a wound. I don't know. He manages to slice himself a little bit on your axe that was going for his feet as he lunges forward at a good roll. That was really about as opposite as they can be. Anyway, new round. No, he was attacking you. Not unless you crit him, which you did not. Doubles are crit. So let's see. Round 2, you guys have 1 advantage right now. He has 0. It's Rocco, and then he's going to be going. I've got him back in his normal initiative now. 1 point, not a ton. Is that the same fumble? What? How do you feel about rerolling that, Adam? You can spend 1 advantage to, rather than attack, try to knock someone over, the strength check, or you can spend 1 advantage to, like, you know, throw dirt in their eyes or push them into a torch or stuff like that. All right, yeah, you. Well, I'm gonna have to edit that to be leg, I guess, somehow. He is actually gonna, now that he's kind of got his wits about him and has his weapon, he's gonna try to parry that with his weapon. Well, not parry, but you know what I mean. He does not, though. Oh, Adam, you didn't have him targeted. Fix the roll. At an 82. Hit that crit button. Adam, do you see a crit button? Oh, no, sorry. I like to let you do it. That was 100. Well, he was going to... It's really good that the crit killed him, because honestly, at that point, he was going to be screaming. But it turns out... Dude, I don't know. You literally cut his leg off, and he like immediately blacks out from the blood loss, and there's just blood all over the ground there, and the dude's legs severed. I gotta check again who's in building 15. I can't remember. Oh, those guys are gone all day. Okay, you're good. Nobody was in a position to see anything, and that whole thing took about a round, so... There is a big blood splatter out in the street. Man, I love the blood splatter mod. That's like my favorite thing. Nope, hold up. So you guys drag the body, which is leaving a blood smear. What with the guy's severed leg. Uh, you drag it back through the gate here, and where do you put it? Okay, so like some tall. I mean, you can put it in the house itself too if you want, but yeah, no, yes. You can be there in like 10 minutes or less. I mean, if you're running less, you're probably in about 10 minutes from where the rest of your party's doing patrol too. If you depending what your move here is. Yeah, I don't have the answer, but I'm sure there's a source of water nearby, like a common well or something. I know there's no plumbing, but gotcha. What are you out there with as you do this? Are you in your armor? Do you have your weapons? Like what? Or are you? Yep. Okay. Adam, you are probably kind of bloody right now, for what it's worth, having just cut the guy's leg off. Um, and actually you're both going to be a little bloody because you did haul a severed leg and a profusely bleeding dude away. Not like horror movie bloody or anything, but definitely. Hmm. Let's see what he does have on him. He has 18 brass pennies. He had the brass knuckles, which I can give you if you want those. Do you want those? Oh, knuckle dusters. They are brawling rather than melee basic. He had a sword, just common, basic weapon, and he had a leather jack as his armor, which did not save him today. It's just whatever your weapon skill is then. All right, you're getting water, but you're otherwise equipped like normal, right? Okay. Adam, what are you doing? Sure. You do your best to make yourself presentable. If you want to go knock on their doors posing as a priest, it's not going to work. But you're not like terribly walking down the street from a distance. No one's going to be like that guy's covered in blood. So you got that going for you. All right. Well, from past experience, they're going to be expecting this guy back within about an hour. So I'm real curious what your next hour entails, other than just doing some washing. Hmm. I'm just holding up his severed leg. Is there a doctor? We need a doctor. Someone get me that clip of Rob Lowe doing CPR on the frozen guy. um, I don't think you can. Well, I don't think you can get. I think you can get the drag mark kind of taken care of, but the initial part where he dropped, I mean, there's so much blood there that a couple. It was. I mean, it was enough blood that he just instantly died. So to be clear, you're out there in the street for quite a while, scrubbing at the blood stain or dumping water on it over and over. Other than the, all right, you will go and get some chickens. Adam, what are you doing during this time? Alphonse unfortunately didn't see any of this, so he can't. Mhm. You look nothing like the guy, but absolutely, he's 6'2" with black hair. That's true. Yeah, you could buy three with the money he had on. You're just gonna what? Kill some chickens and lay them in the street? Well, you do know a butcher who. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I might give you some free chickens. Yeah, he's there in the slums. He's not a fancy, big marketplace butcher. It's just like I, I figure there's a good 15% chance Al's there. Oh yeah, Al was gonna do it at the end of his shift, wasn't he? Okay, never mind. I was gonna say there's like 15% chance you're running to Al there, but nope, never mind. All right. Yeah, he gives you some chickens at a discount price. Probably only costs you about 8 pennies instead. Because that's a lot as opposed to just some dog food essentially. Need a doctor. Mm-hmm. I like that you guys did this with no follow up plan at all. It makes it better. Yeah, fair. That is a plan. And so far you have executed said plan. I don't know. You tell me. See if read write is a talent. Yes, Rocco knows how to write. There's some dead chickens. Wait, so like you're cutting up the chickens, just throw them kind of in that spot in the street? Okay, it's something, but when no one's looking, there probably are a few people who have walked by, um, not while you were doing this, but like because you can see them coming, you could step aside. No one seems to give a shit when they walk by. Like, oh, right, yep, for one round worth. All right, so Rocco's doing shit outside. He chopped up some chickens. He did his best. Sorry, you're right, Griff. Rocco was doing what during all this time? I know you said you don't have a plan, but like, what? Literally, where are you? What are you doing? Even if it's just standing there. So, guys, just. I feel like it's about time for another perception roll. Despite this being a plus 20 roll to look out the window and see a dude chopping up chickens in the street, apparently, yeah. Well, and Adam's standing there too. So at some point, you guys are rather conspicuous out there. But despite that, I don't know. Every time you glance over there, you just nothing seems to be happening at the house. It's the best kind of rabies. All right. Um. So you ran to the market. You ran back. You dumped your stuff. You did your things. Probably it was, yeah, it was about an hour before you get up to the telescope and you're looking. Probably about 20 minutes later, like the guys inside start looking out the window a lot more, and they all seem a lot more edgy. The guys upstairs have stopped playing cards, and you see someone else come up there and talk to them and then leave, and now they're kind of looking out the windows up there. They do not, well, unless Adam's standing out in the middle of the road, they don't seem to be. They don't seem to see some dead chickens laying in the distance. Like, so far they're looking out the window, but they don't seem to have reacted to anything. All right, back to you, Adam. What's your plan? Like, describe to me again what it is. Okay, so you're walking down the street dressed in watch shit. So once Adam goes out into the street, Andrew, you see them, the guys who are upstairs, you see them stand up, draw weapons, and go downstairs. And you no longer see them. You do see a guy downstairs still watching out the window though. But definitely that whole house is on like super alert now. Adam, you go up to the empty building and do what? Knock on the door. Okay. Nope. Nobody answers because it's an empty building. Yep. Uh, no one's home right now. Just to be clear, while Adam is approaching and knocking on the door, what are you doing, Andrew? Okay. Adam. All right. You knock on the door, and Alphonse made the biggest mistake of his life. Uh, you hear people moving around in there, but nobody has answered the door yet. Give me a cool roll. Mm-hmm. Well, trying to find this guy's intuition. Hey, Adam, give me an intuition check. Actually, don't. You have no idea. You hear what actually sounds like a bar on the door being moved. The guy says, "Yeah, just a minute. Opening up." But something about the way he says it really puts you on edge. Like, you're pretty sure some shit's about to go down. The door's not open yet. All right. As the door opens, as you're starting to back up, I got to end that previous combat. The door opens. There's a mean-looking hombre there, holding a blunderbuss, and basically the second the door opens, he fires directly at you. It is, however, point blank, which normally you do not get to dodge, but given the range, you actually do get to make a dodge roll against us. So, I got. I need to actually load his blunderbuss so that he can fire it. Damn it! I didn't have you targeted. Oh, I did. All right, what was your dodge? Okay, I think you rolled your dodge early. But I can just roll another one and I can fix your roll to be 23. It's almost the same. He, however, won. So he opens the door, aims a blunderbuss at you, and fires, and it blasts into your legs. Down you go. You have armor on? Oh, but that doesn't cover your legs. Okay. Blows one of your feet off, essentially. Down you go. Yeah. True. Oh, yeah. That was, I'm actually surprised he's not dead. It was 117 crit. I'll reveal it just for fun. It lands 1d10 feet away. Uh, so actually, there is something you can do here. If you want, well, no, but hold on. You can, you can't. Well, even if you had armor, you can't soak that crit because it was from losing wounds. You can only do like they rolled doubles type crits by soaking that. What you can do though is let me look real quick at resilience and what is it called? Resolve and resilient. I don't know. Those two things, the ones we don't use much. All right, let me find it. Let me find it in the real book. Yeah, let me. There's one that basically lets you not get hit by an attack, but I think it's the good point, like the one that's harder to get back. But it might be worth it here because having your foot blown off is probably not good for your Survivability. Spending resilience. Oh, spending resolve. Here we go. Nope. Nope, maybe it's fate. It's fate that you got to spend. How did that miss? Your character completely avoids the incoming damage by some extraordinary fluke, such as slipping just as the blow is about to connect, a weapon mysteriously jamming, or an unexpected source of light blinding an opponent, blah, 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 blah. So if you spend one of your like permanent fate points, the attack can just miss you. All right, well, let me get rid of your crit. Your amputated foot. And you can... All right, describe to... Ooh, I gotta get rid of the prone too. How come you went... Oh, because it was the crit effect. Describe to me how exactly you... how fate intervened and you dodged that. Scott went right under your feet. Did you spend your fate point off your sheet? Okay. Or... Yeah, okay. So that's good news for you. Rocco, what are you... Oh, I never hit begin combat. Rocco, what are you doing? All right, you can move... whatever your movement is. I don't know. Some amount. Yeah, he didn't buy it. Plus, they were hyper on alert for the watch coming after their guy didn't show up. You know, I thought it was right on the sheet. It is for them. 16. All right, yeah. So go ahead and move 16 yards worth of move. Hey, right next to the chickens. Griff, you doing anything up there? A dog comes running out of the house. So, and goes running down the street after Rocco and jumps at him. Rocco, are you going to keep running or are you actually going to turn once it closes? Dog lunges at you. You may make a dodge roll, I guess it sounds like you're probably doing. The dog leaps at you and latches onto your arm. So the dog has chomped on your arm, is ripping at it. You see a couple guys come running out, like they're expecting more people out here. And they're basically looking around, and they're looking at you like, not that you're really noticing, you're busy. Griff would notice. They're looking at Rocco like, oh, he's not a threat anymore. And they're yelling back into the house, or All right, it's clear. Time to go. Time to go. In fact, Griff, give me a perception roll. That is enough to hear them yell, take out the kid before you leave. And the big guy there who had shot the gun starts heading back into the house. Okay. Sure. Uh-huh. You can measure the thing. It'll do range automatically, though, if you target the guy. It actually takes it into account. That's a fumble. That's less of a fumble. He does not get a defense roll because that's not how range combat works. So you did not target him. God damn it. Hold on. Oh, no. Did you hit reroll or did you spend a fortune point? Weird. Whatever. I got it. Did, did you roll the bow skill or did you roll the bow weapon? All right, do it with the weapon, and then I'll just edit the roll because it can't do damage if you don't actually use a weapon. I'll just change it to 7 after you do it again. And make sure you target the dude. That seemed to be the one who was going back inside, yeah. That is even better, but I'm still changing it to a 7. Yeah, it's got the impale quality. That probably means something that matters. All right. Yep. All right. See, on a crit. That was in the errata. I honestly like it better just all the time, so I'm down with just doing it all the time. But it's supposed to be just on a crit. I like arrows sticking in people. That's fun. I don't know, man. All right. Well, you did good damage to him, but he's a big dude. So you catch him in the body. It penetrates through his leather vest, and you hear him yell in pain. You probably stumble back into the house, and you do see another guy, a guy you had not seen before yet, who actually like armored up in an actual breastplate, like not full armor or anything, just like essentially some Under Armour and then a breastplate. He comes to the door and looks around, trying to figure out where the shot came from. You didn't really need to target a guy there, but all right. They know roughly that you're, from that direction, but it seems like they haven't exactly located where you are. All right, I'm going to. I wonder if there's a way to give. Not how I expected this to go. All right, so here we are. New round, I believe. The big guy in the breastplate has a sword drawn. It's actually a rapier in one hand. And he's got a crossbow pistol in his other hand. And he's like aiming it and kind of scanning. He knows roughly where it came from, but he's not seen where you are in the house. But he's kind of like in the doorway. And he's yelling to one of the other guys, "Get the kid!" So that is all he did. Rocco, you've got a dog trying to chew on you, and man, it hurt. This dog is big and it's mean, and it does not give a shit about the chicken. You can tell this dog seems trained to go after people and kill them. All right, you could try to, I don't know, close the fence and hope it can't jump too high. I mean, it is like a almost a head height gate. So it would be dodge to like do that though. You know what I mean? Without getting bit. But it's that I don't know. Or you could potentially try to run in the house and slam the door, which also effectively is like a dodge roll. That might be safer than the gate though. Depends if you want to be trapped in the house. Well, no, that was just flavor. He's not like grappling you or anything. But you know, a dog bites a person's arm. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're grabbing it. All right. If you had If you had two advantage, you could do it for free, but you do not. So your dodge is essentially to see whether or not you can get away without being attacked. That'll probably do it. Is it an opposed dodge? I don't know if it's actually just a dodge or an opposed dodge. It's probably opposed. But so far, you're looking good. We're going to figure these rules out, and then I'll never have to look them up again. It's beautiful. Yeah. The other option is you just turn and flee, but then it's real easy to die doing that. I think I already passed. Running. Nope. Fleeing. Okay, opposed. Yep. The full on flee is like they get an advantage point and they get to try to hit you at plus 20. And if they hit you, you gain the broken condition, which is the one where basically you have to run like a little girl until you've recovered. Like it's terrible to just flee. But what you're doing is fine. We'll see how this goes for him. You do manage to get away from him. And are you going in the house or where? All right. So you get in there and you slam the door, and the dog's like right outside barking at the door, and you hear a thump as it crashes into the door, and like some scrabbling as it's trying to get through. Okay, that was you. This guy, did he get a crit? No, he just had normal damage. You don't see him anymore. This guy also goes inside. One of these guys says, "You're not paying me enough for this," and just starts running off. The other one's like, oh, "Boss, I think he's up there," and points roughly where you were, Andrew. But I don't think you're there anymore. Well, it's not your turn yet, but yeah. Why? Whatever, doesn't matter. Well, I mean, but you're in the process of leaving. Yeah, running off down the street. All right, so you are just like going out the back door. You hear a barking dog out there. You still gonna open the door? Give me a climb check for that fence. Probably not that hard. Yeah, that's fine. Over the fence you go. You do see a dog come. Actually, no. It failed its perception, so never mind. All right. Where are you going from there? Just leaving? Like you're done? Old lady here pokes her head out the door and is like, "What the hell's going on out there? Oh my." Um, that's the round. Give them a point of advantage because I feel like they have the advantage here. What the fuck is Alphonse doing? Alphonse didn't know anything was going down other than they seemed real agitated all of a sudden, which seemed weird. And then he heard the gunshot. Let me see if there is a way to assign Alphonse to someone. Eric, are you able to interact with Alphonse right now? You there? Might not be there. All right. I'm going to assume right now Alphonse is probably moving closer stealthily. Go ahead, take a look at his sheet, get a little bit familiar with his skills and abilities. He's a little OP, but you know, he is what he is. And then next round, I'll have you control him. He does not want to die, but his overall goal is to save the kid because it's bad for his reputation, and he doesn't get paid if. But he probably would not suicide to do it or anything. He's probably also he does not know what the hell's going on really though. Other than it's bad, it's real bad. All right. So yeah, this round I assume he's going to move closer. Uh-huh. Rocco, what are you doing? All right. Are you being stealthy or are you being speedy? All right, let me get this thin perception check. It's probably pretty easy to do. All right. You leaving or you're jumping the fence? Give me a climb roll and don't completely biff it. Yeah, that's fine. You got plenty of move. Give me a climb roll and don't completely biff it. Because as the door opens, the dog does come around and start barking and charging right at you. However, you're up and over the fence. And the dog, like, jumps up, and you can see him, like, scrabbling at the top, but not quite make it. He's barking at you. So you're over. Put these guys back on the map. These guys are kind of both back in the house, huddled in the door, peeking out. They look like they're waiting to leave, but aren't quite ready to leave yet. Griff, what are you doing? All right, give me a stealth roll. I have no idea. You peek around the side, you get a view of what's going on, but the guy actually points back at you, the guy in the breastplate. He points you out to his friend. He's like, he's there. I see him. He doesn't look like he's willing to take a shot from that far away, though. The range is on this thing. 10 yards? Yeah, that'd be a bad shot. Well, I guess he sees someone. He doesn't really know you're the guy who shot. Anyway, and the dog is barking and barking and barking. All right, new round. Oh, I gotta get Alphonse on here. Hold on. He's probably gonna be first. Boring. Oh. Your party totally could have come and gotten you in that hour, and they chose not to. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Give me some ideas for what Alphonse might be doing. There is a back door. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 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 Like you want to what? Use the outhouse as kind of a. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Give him a climb roll. Probably gonna be pretty easy for him. And then I guess athletics. Given the difficulty of the climb, that succeeds. All right, you have successfully entered the second floor of the house. That's probably your full, thing for the round. You hear commotion down below you, and give me a perception check. Actually, you hear, based on what you're hearing, it sounds like there's probably a basement because it sounds further away than just one floor. And you hear a guy yelling, "Get up here, you sniveling brat!" And like a kid crying from like that would be the basement, probably somewhere down here. You're hearing that all through the floor, and you're definitely hearing people like moving around down there. It's quite loud. All right, I'm just gonna skip to Adam and Griff. Well, let's go Rocco first. What's Rocco doing? Probably. It's well, no, actually, yeah, probably not. You probably know he went that direction though, because you were hopping the fence right after he did, and he was running off after like. I know it was turn based, but like probably as you were hopping the fence, he was in the move in that direction. But you don't know exactly where he is. All right, you may or may not see him. I guess it depends what exactly he's doing. Griff, what are you doing? All right, go ahead, take a shot. Um, take a -20 to it. The guy's kind of got partial cover. He's in the doorway there. Yeah, you can add 10 to your shot. I don't know that trick would really be appropriate for anything with a bow. No. You know, the other thing, you made a successful perception check last round, right? I can give you guys 2 advantage for that. Um, you can use skills during combat to like assess things. You can't just sit there and make perception checks every round, but like you spent your turn moving up and then looking around, so you kind of assessed where they're at, got a feel for it, and that's you get 2 advantage for that. So you can actually be at 4 right now, retroactively giving you 2. Um, so that actually can be a free shot, I think, too. If you want to use it, you could save it for fleeing as well, though. I mean, or you could spend it for a +30. I don't know. You tell me. I have upgraded your advantage though. I guess, yeah, maybe that's point blank or short range or something. Pretty good roll. Hell hit. I gotta do that. He does. Um, that seemed like more armor than it should have been. Let me make sure he's not wearing double. Yeah. Oh, he's still got the leather jack on. He shouldn't have that. So he's tough, and he does indeed have a breastplate on, and some armor under it, which all stacks. So yeah, he took very little of that as the a very nice shot runs in and just kind of glances off his armor, and he stumbles back because it did 2 wounds. Okay, was he just like leaving combat? All right, that's fine. Um, he's at like 2 wounds, so I don't totally blame him. Unless you meant well done overall, in which case, yeah, totally. Alphonse, you do hear them talking downstairs, like panicked, kind of like, "How many are out there?" Like they don't know exactly what's going on, and that seems to be leading to some indecision by them. One guy's saying, "Do we kill the kid?" And the other guy near the front door is like, "No, no, use him as a hostage. We might need to use him to get out of here." And I guess that was the round you jumped, so I guess this is the next round. Is that correct? Yeah, right. Both those guys who were in the door that you were shooting at have pulled back considerably. The guy with the breastplate is basically just peeking a head out at this point. Um, so, what's Alphonse doing? I need to. This guy's going. Yeah, I do have a building map. I don't really think we need it. Probably. You know what though? I can let me throw it in just the Discord so you can get a sense for what it looks like. But it's going to be too hard to switch between two maps. These tokens off it because they're over there. That is the wrong channel. I put in HM screenshots. It's not a super big map, but so this is British style. So first floor is actually the second floor, and then ground floor is what we would call the first floor. You are probably, given that there's no actual window in bedroom one, we'll just say bedroom 2. I thought there was a window back there, but whatever. And you can come out into the hall, and you're probably roughly by where it says trapdoor, which is what goes up into the attic. And then there's stairs down, or I don't know. I don't really know what other options you would have exactly, but that's for you to decide, I guess. So what, if anything, does Alphonse want to do? He's definitely hearing, like, most of them are down there. Oh, and they're all bitching about oh shit. I gotta get back to the map somehow. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Um, I'm not sure what your total plan is. You can probably just shimmy down it as long as you don't want to get back up that way too easily without the rope, just so you know. Like if your whole plan is just go down. Yeah, yeah, that'd be tricky. Okay, you can make your rope. I just want to let you know, like that. It probably wouldn't for you or a kid because your guy is very tiny. He's almost halfling sized. You could definitely get in and out of that, and it would not be a hard climb for you. The kid, who knows, right? Okay, so you're making a rope. Sounds like the kid is being hauled upstairs right now. Like, the guy who was yelling for the kid to come up actually had to go down. And like, sounds like the guy just went down and he's like grabbing him. All right, so new round and what? Oh, it's the same round. Sorry, Alphonse was doing that. Rocco is running off. Griff, what are you doing? Technically, you can take a shot. Probably minus. Shit, I don't know. They don't really have. Do they have cover rules anywhere? I feel like if it was minus 20 before and it's 20 for a called shot, it should be minus 40. But that in a way that doesn't make sense because the called shot already. Minus 20 is shooting targets concealed by fog, Mr. Shadow. Minus 30. Let's just call it minus 30. So yeah, 2 for the first 10, and then 1 more for each additional 10 beyond that. And you can spend, you can spend 100 of it for plus 99. Yep. I don't think so. If it is, it's very weakly armored. No head armor at all. All right, let me fix the. Why can't I edit? Oh, Foundry does sometimes. All right. That's leg. There. Well, I tried to put it on the actual body, but when I change it up there, it doesn't flip the body or the hit location. I actually have a hit location box I can edit. Is it the 90? Do I just go to 90? 90. Why is this not working? Try 9, maybe? There we go. All right. Oh, it had a hit location? We'll do that in the future. It does not crit him, but you do indeed catch him in the unarmored part, Given that it's not a crit, it's not like your arrow sticks in his head. I guess that's where it's weird to have armored arrows stick if it's not actual crits. Because if you think about shooting a guy in the head and an arrow stuck in there, that should be more than the 5 damage you took. I don't know. You scrape along his scalp, blood goes streaming, and he just backs up out of sight. He's like, "Damn, that guy's a good shot." I don't know how many are out there. All right. The dog needs a perception roll. Oh yeah. Okay. Hey Griff. By the end of the round, there's a dog coming around the house towards you. Actually, the way it probably would have gone is here, and then the guy's yelling, "Go get him, Giuseppe!" and now the dog started to come towards you. So I gotta take your advantage away. 5 of it. Actually, I gotta take it all away because it gave you 1 for the shot, but you're not supposed to be able to. I think you're not supposed to be able to earn it. No. I don't think you can earn it when you're spending advantage. But maybe it's just the extra action you can. Whatever. I'm gonna give you 1 still. All right, Alphonse, you've fashioned a very rudimentary rope. That's the 4 yards or so you need. You basically tied 2 sheets together and just let them dangle along. Yeah, that's fine. Give me a. It's so we have not done these yet. A combined roll is where you do a single roll, but you want it to be better than both things you're doing. So I need a combined climb or stealth. You can just pick one to roll and then compare it to your other number. So what happens, like if you made the stealth but failed the climb, is you fall down, but you do it stealthily, or vice versa. If you make that'll work. That'll work. But like you can succeed at one and not the other. They do it that way instead of 2 rolls because your odds of succeeding are worse if it's 2 rolls. So you're good. So you come down the chimney all stealthy like. You see the kid being pushed up the stairs by the guy who has an arrow like broken off. I don't know, pull out of his side, whatever. The dude who had first been shot, this guy. Mustachio man token here. Looks like he doesn't really want any part of this now that actual actions happen, but he's not leaving. Let's see. You probably don't see anyone else because they are not. Those are the only 2, like in the living room, which is kind of where you're seeing right now. And technically, you could get into the lounge. You know what? You probably do see. So on that map, ground floor map, you probably do see a guy like at the far end of where the hall intersects, like the T junction between the kitchen, the hall. There's this guy there, but he's more your way because he's like out of line of sight of the archer, who's apparently a godly crack shot. All right, so you have gotten down there. You technically still could take an action, but that's probably like your full move. So I don't know if there's anything you actually want to do, but all right, you're being very stealthy, and they did not think to look in the fireplace for someone. This guy's not even peeking out anymore. So Andrew, you currently don't have a target. So he's gonna. Is there leadership? Yeah, he's gonna make a leadership roll at tell that other guy to get his ass out there. And the other guy's saying, "You didn't pay me enough to go charging at the watch, man." Rocco, you're out. You're outie, right? I'm gonna remove you from combat just so I don't keep getting confused. That guy came from upstairs. Blah 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 blah. Griff, where the fuck's the dog? I lost the dog somehow. Yeah, damn. Must have deleted him somehow. He is after. Oh, you're right. He is after you. So you just want to wait for him to approach, or are you going up there? All right. Yeah. So I think for something like this, it's fine. You're waiting for him to approach, and you're going to hit him. They do have the concept of holding your action, which is like your initiative comes up, but you don't really know exactly what you want to do yet. Like you have a general idea, and then you can do it later in your round, but you get a -10. I think in this case, the -10 doesn't make sense though. Like you know exactly what you're doing. You're just waiting for him to get there, and you're smacking. So dog cannot do melee. He has to dodge. That is how they do their thing. You won. That's a good question. I gotta check. Yep. So it comes up, it lunges at you to bite, and you sweep the leg. One of the legs, I guess. And you get a really good hit on it. Blood goes flying everywhere. The dog yelps in pain, whimpers, and then starts staggering away. I'm spending 2 of their advantage because it's gonna, you know, yeah. It definitely is fleeing you now. Probably back towards its master though, I assume. Giuseppe, no. All right, what's Alphonse doing? New round. Giving them another point of advantage. They are the superior force despite not doing much. You're up, Eric. What's up? Or are you kind of waiting for your moment? So for what it's worth, the guy, the big guy here, does haul the kid up into the living room, and now his back is to you. They're probably standing by that first door that goes into like the hallway between lounge and living room. So his back is to you. The kid's kind of like pushed in front of him, but not by much. They're right next to each other. And their leader dude is like, it's time to go. Get your asses out there and kill that fucker who just hit my dog. And they look like these 3 look like they're heading out. So let me see here. So what sounds like is going to be happening is the 3 here are, sorry that I'm saying here, but you can't see. These 3 are going to be leaving. This guy is going to be lagging behind him by like a round because he just came up with the kid, and they're like, okay. So I'll hit you at the end of the round. It depends how much space you want to give, I guess. If you want to do it this round or wait till next round. Big guy in the breastplate comes out. Breastplate, rather. He's got his hand crossbow. He's going towards his dog. He's pissed at you. Andrew, how are you like pulled all the way back around the building right now? Get, okay. Okay. You'll be there in a minute. These guys come out. I've got to get you guys out of there. These other 2 guys are looking around. They're like, I don't see anyone else. Like, where's the rest of the watch? And then, Griff, where are you going? Are you effectively leaving combat, or are you finding a place to reposition to? Okay. No, that's fair. I guess what I'm saying is, are you effectively doing what Adam did? You're removing yourself from the fight, more or less. You're trying to find a position where you can watch, or are you just like, I'm getting fucking 3 blocks away? All right. We'll just do this round right now. You move behind the house you'd been in, and you're kind of back behind the fence. Is that accurate? All right. You hear the dog whimper and whine and go the other direction. Um, you don't ever. Yeah. And the old lady's like, What are you all up to out there? Bunch of ruffians. Oh, that poor dog. Um, Nobody comes around the side of the building coming to look for you at the moment. And I think we're back to the top of the next round. Eric, you'd be first. And this guy definitely looks like he's getting ready to move out with the kid. So I don't know. What do you want to do? What's Alphonse doing? I thought about having you be the neighbor's dog, Al, but yep. Oh, so let me describe this guy better too. He had fired his blunderbuss. You probably wouldn't know whether or not he ever reloaded it. Let's see, but he's not holding it right now. He has a sword. He has a dagger out rather than a sword because it's probably easier in the close quarters. He's got a grip on the kid's the scruff of his neck, but he doesn't have the dagger to his throat or anything right now because it's not really that situation. The guy is wearing a leather jack, which only covers the body and arms, and I think that's it. Other than he does look like a big dude, like he looks strong. Yeah, yeah, you are technically sized smaller. Uh, no, it's a +10 for attacking a larger creature. There can be a fear thing, dude. I don't know where. Where? Why do you think you have a -10? Hmm. I don't know. Just delete the +10 if you're able, or do something to counter it. I don't know the answer to that right now. You actually get a +10 to hit. I actually don't even know if you need the +10. I think it'll do it automatically when you target the guy. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So, oh, that makes sense. Attacking a large creature, it did give you the +10. Technically, you're even better than this because you have surprise on him. So I'm gonna turn that into an out of 92, and he does not get a defense roll. Does not quite get enough to crit him, but you do. Yeah, I could do live rolls. I'm wondering. That's really weird. I can make it private and then I can reveal. I don't know. Weird. Yeah, whatever. That is weird. Well, regardless, you get there. You come out. You slash his leg. He cries out in absolute surprise, letting go of the kid, who probably like falls to the ground and just freaks out. You know what? I'll give the kid a cool roll. Why not? Hey, Al! Wait a minute. Here we go. Let me give you this kid. How did I not think of that? For what it's worth, though, the kid's a complete pussy. So. There you go. You should be able to click on the kid and do stuff. Maybe. I don't know. Enjoy his 12 in most stats. Anyway, I don't know if there's even going to be anything to do this round. He got his ass. He's surprised as the other guy. He's just plopped on the ground and. No, just if he does more than sit there. But instead, I'll let Al control him and decide. So, next round though. This round, he was definitely surprised, just like the other guy. I think you do hear a yell. Definitely the voice of Claudio. Neither of you can see him right now. I don't think there's anyone else out here. Just kill the kid and let's go. You know, roughly at the same time as the guy inside yells in pain. Griff, what do you want to do? You don't actually see any of them. They don't seem to be coming. Man, there's a bunch of where'd my blood go? Oh man, it's gone. Oh, I probably switched maps. That's probably why. Okay. I assume you can move and shoot as long as it's within your move range. And last round, you could have switched weapons again because you weren't doing anything else. Sure, you can take a shot. I got to reposition where they're at though, because they had moved well. There you go. Probably where they are. One of those guys is definitely like way more eager to get out of here. Mustachio man. I feel like drawing a sword is more or less a free action, but like actually putting your bow somewhere you can carry it and like getting a sword out. I don't know. I'd have to look, but since you can't do it this round, I'm not going to look right now. Unless you would be aiming otherwise. I actually don't think there is though. That makes it by 1. Man, you really get a nice bonus on that. I'm assuming that's range as well. Range 50 yards. Yeah. You hit the dude. Yeah. You put an arrow in him. It doesn't end up doing a ton of damage after armor and toughness, but I don't know how you square the circle with things like getting shot with an arrow, but only taking like 2 wounds. Like it's got to be like grazes and stuff like that. But anyway, Giuseppe the dog is much farther away. He broke. All right, so new round. Alphonse, you are first, but this guy at this point is not surprised, is definitely aware of you, and has his dagger out, drawn, and ready to fight you. He does seem more focused on you than the kid, though. So, like, he doesn't even think to like grab the kid again and use him as a hostage, which is probably for the best. Oh, I gotta get the kid on the combat tracker. Dead last at 12 initiative. Sorry, Al, it might be over by then, but who knows? This kid's about 6 years old, by the way. I don't, I don't know what he'll do, but maybe he'll think of something. You are first, yeah. Sure. Well, you can do the first one, and then you could decide because you might not need it. Well, that's good so far. You get to click that crit button regardless. Wait, no. Wait, is that true or do you just need to... I think... I think the crit and fumble might be based on whether or not you had a successful roll, not based on the... So, do your crit, and then... He's probably dead, but then, we'll do some more. Well, that was pretty good. Dislocated shoulder. Weird. Well, that does 4 wounds, which drops him to 0, so that your next hit is just going to be a full-on... No, I mean, no. You've got the crit, then I have to apply the damage, which is going to cause a crit, because he'll be at 0 and taking damage. Alright, so you... I don't know exactly how you dislocate with a slashing weapon, but, No, if you... I could... I could be wrong. I believe because you rolled a crit, you do the critical. And then you resolve the normal hit. So now, after we've applied the critical, now we're applying the normal hit, which causes another critical. So go ahead and do that. Honestly, he should have soaked that first one with armor. I wasn't thinking, but whatever. Well, he's not dead, but I think he's effectively out of it. He's stunned, prone, and, out of wounds. So you don't need that second attack, right? That would be next round. The kid might do anything. All right, this guy in breastplate, just getting shot at. I think they're just running. Well, I mean, they're all getting shot at. I think they're just running. So effectively, they're at the very edge of the map. I know you could take another. You could probably take one more shot this round. After that, they're going to be, there's going to be cover. And... Okay, you're not going to shoot. Great. That kid would be so dead right now. All right, Griff's moving up. Everyone else is running away. I guess there's really nothing to do with the kid, but I don't know. Maybe you've been waiting for this moment. God damn it. All right. I'm going to leave combat here because this guy is out and everyone else just ran off. I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Take a break. Well, I apologize for those of you who didn't have much to do there, but that was on your own party for that one. Yeah. The, unf- the unofficial fact or the real fact? Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm okay with that. Like they consider it your success level plus your intelligence bonus. Okay. No one in here is wounded at the moment. Well, either way, I'm going to take back control of Alfonso. What were you thinking for him? Oh, that's fair. Griff, you got anything to say about it since you're coming in right now? So Alphonse wants to know what the hell happened. Yeah, give me a cool test. It's pretty good. He's still looking at you like he knows there's more to it than that. Help me get this kid out of here. Then escort me. Make sure it's clear. The guy who's like moaning on the ground. Like, I don't care about him. No, I need you to lead the way in case there's anyone still out there. Oh, okay, let me see what he's got. Ooh, 7 shillings, 13 brass pennies. You know, in a nice little coin pouch. There is a blunderbuss probably there too, but Alphonse is getting real impatient if you're taking your time and looting the body when he's, the kitchen. Alphonse also suggests we go out the back door. 13. Alphonse, the kitchen door. It's hard to see. It probably looks like a window on the thing, but it's it's next to the upstairs there. Yeah, sure. You can grab it. Now have a blunderbuss. All right. Fucking do that later. You are helping me get this kid out of here safely. All right. So you guys go off like up north, basically, to get out. Um, and eventually, as you kind of get out of, as it's clear, there's no longer any danger. You're a few blocks away. Nothing's going on. You can't hear the screaming lady with the dog next door anymore. Um, Alphonse is all covered in soot. You don't know what that's about. That's weird. Maybe he uses it to disguise himself. The kid's probably crying. Um, but once you're clearly safe, he says, "I'll take it from there. Meet me at the shit. What's the name Well, we'll just go with the spotted pig for now. Give me the spotted pig tonight. We'll discuss your payment. Uh, if he is, he's doing a real bad job. Did you murder the mean looking hombre, or did you just take his stuff and leave? Let's see, he's got a dislocated shoulder, a torn arm muscle, and a ruptured. Man, his arm is just done. And he's unconscious. Okay. Well, so Rocco, you ran off. Where'd you go to? Okay. You're really messed up. They're like, Rocco, man, what happened? Like, most of the guards treat you like shit most of the time, right? Because, like, 90% of them are Altdorf soldiers who resent even being here in the first place. And the fact that, you know, they feel like they're above you, it just makes their day a little bit better to shit on you guys. But that said, when you come in all bloody, they're actually like, what happened to you? And they show some concern. Because, you know, attack on one member of the watch is an attack on any member of the watch. Who did that? I guess it does. Yeah, I guess it was a. Yeah, I guess you do have a chewed up arm, right? Yeah, go see the medic. They'll take you out. Where were these dogs? Hey, Rolf, you hear that? We're going out dog hunting tonight. We're gonna put down any dog we see in the street. A bunch of the guys are like, yeah. There's, so yeah, the medic there treats you. You can get like 6 wounds back. Griff, where are you going? It's probably I don't know. No, actually, there is not. This is kind of the norm for the slums, where it's dead body laying in there in your house as you go by, a leg in one corner, body in the other. Uh, all right, you eventually find Trent and Dirk. Dirk's probably picking out some dog food right about now. And nobody knows where Rocco is. You actually probably have about 4 hours left in your shift. This happened about 1:30. I don't know how long that battle took, but probably only about 5 minutes, right? You know, you just can't leave some people alone. You knew this. You guys both knew this. Yeah, well, bad or awesome, I guess. You know? So, mhm. Were you trying to fight him? So you guys continue your rounds for now? Keeping an eye out for Adam? Rocco? All right. At one point, you see another guard group. You see another guard group come by. They've all got crossbows, which is kind of unusual. And you hear one of them yell, "I see one!" And then they shoot the shit out of a dog that's walking down the street. High five each other and cheer and move on. You don't know what that's about. That's weird. But Adam, what were you doing after you got patched up as best you can be? You're not like critically wounded, so you're probably expected to get your ass back out there. All right. I mean, you certainly like within a half hour, you can always probably less when you get to the area you guys patrol. It's not hard to find each other. It's not like you're hiding in the alley or hiding in buildings. Um, so yeah, you eventually meet up with them. Probably shortly after that dog gets shot. You just see a dead dog with crossbow bolts in it, just laying in the street, rotting. You know, you know. They don't clean up after themselves. That's not their way. Some little kid's probably standing there crying. So yeah, Rocco comes up. For those of you who were not aware in character, you do see that his arm is probably all bandaged up, but otherwise he looks okay. Of course, you don't even know if the kid made it or not. Griff. All right, you guys finish your uh, shift. Sorry, I'm giving you some XP. 20 to 100 XP for the quality of your planning. I apologize. I'm giving you 20. It did work out. Yeah, his stats were baller. All right. You guys finish your shift. There's a scoreboard in the like up on a chalk slate. Different teams out there who were killing dogs today. It looks like about 17 got taken out. So that, everyone's real proud of that. They've got gambling pools on who will get the most by the end of the week. Um, Absolutely no mention of any dead bodies found or any battle over in the area where. But you know what? That one body in the abandoned building, that might be a while. Uh, what's his name? Rudy Clump and Klug sees you at the end of your shift. Looks at, you know, Rocco's arm. He's like, that's too bad. What's his name? Still out on special quarantine duty. And that night you go to the Spotted Pig, all of you, or Alphonse is there, looking not super happy. Motions you over. Sumi. All right. He looks at you guys and he's like, I don't blame you. I misjudged. It doesn't happen much. I blame myself. But I'm a man of my word. Here's your money. I hope I never see you again. It's just yeah. And then yeah. That said, you guys just got 30 gold crowns split amongst you however you deem appropriate. I don't know if you want to cut Dave in or not, given that he was there for half of it, you know. It, it divides better that way. All right, I'll go give him 6 then. What the hell's his name? Bernard. Guys, he stiffed us. He uh he looks at you. It's clear he's done some investigation some way or another in the last few hours because he actually just looks at Rocco and shakes his head. He's like, "You just knocked on the front door." Do you ask him how he knows it? Claudio got away, but I went back for the one you left, and I found one of the others as well. I'd keep an eye out. Claudio, he doesn't really seem to care. He's like, "I'm out of here. Fuck you guys." Uh, Alphonse doesn't even stick around for that. Like that was his parting comment, and he's basically like, "Fuck you, I'm out." On my deathbed. Um, um, so you guys have been through like a number of watches now. You've had some days off. We can do like one endeavor worth of whatever to kind of make up for the free time you guys have had, if there's anything anyone even wants to do. I'm not going to do the random event part of it though. Speaking of which, though, Adam, your buddy, uh, Morse, is like, so, talk to that guy yet? But in the meantime, if you guys, anyone needs to spend XP or do one of the endeavors, whatever that might be, six gold each, assuming you split it evenly. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, it's you guys can hold. You guys can hold on to it. No, it, if you just want to hold it right now, Adam, that's fine. It's not going to disappear right now. That would be more if like there's a really big gap. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, that is. You'd have to keep it, which you'd have to do. Yeah. If anyone wants to spend XP, now's a good time for it too. Yeah, I tried to look into that. I didn't see a good answer, so I'm cool with just saying yeah. Assuming you otherwise meet the criteria. It just means in your off time you've been visiting the Sigmar Temple a lot and doing whatever you got to do to become cooler. True. Let me go to the. Doop. I might just drag the career to you, the new one. Or maybe you click the. I can drag the new one onto you. Maybe you can probably drag it onto you too, honestly. You're becoming warrior priest instead of novitiate. All right, I am dragging this to you, and then I think I'm not going to click it, but I think you just hit the current button on it. Did it make you spend 100 to do that? Because I can refund it if it did. Cool. I don't know if there's some better mechanism for that happening. We can probably fix something if we need to. Ah, gotcha. That's fair. So there is a button you can hit under utility, like no up where you click on your token and then you go to like the HUD, the heads up display thing. Go to utility and you can hit check career progress. Al, you look like you are good to go. So on your character sheet under main, way down at the bottom, there's career. You just hit complete. And then are you going to guard or are you going to the next level of thief? Or something else entirely? All right, I'm dragging the next level of it to you. You can click, well, click complete on Prowler, and then click current on Thief. And now you can start buying Thief skills and or talents. Do nothing, whatever. Either way, this is, you now have more things available to you. Mm-hmm. Grayed out. Oh, there is a way to increase them. And that's only true if it's one of your class talents, which for you right now are Break and Enter, Etiquette Criminals, Fast Hands, and Shadow. The other ones would cost even more because they fall outside your class. Like if you wanted more Alley Cat. Although I can fix that. You could have upped it right before you changed class. Honestly, there's a common house rule anyway where you can just buy talents from the previous levels. I don't know. I haven't really decided if I want to do that. But either way, like you had the XP. I think it either does it cost 100 more or 50 more? I forget. The second level of it. I think it's 100 more. Yeah, so it will cost 200 for another level of like Alley Cat or something, which you don't even have yet. Gets more expensive to pump it up. There is one other thing that I forgot, and I'll mention. I don't think it's going to be a problem, given that you just got money. Um, like you're supposed to have the trappings of the class you're moving into before you move into it. So like trade tools thief for you, Al, but like you've got 6 gold. We can figure out what it costs and figure it out later. But for Eric, uh, yeah, I forgot until now. Well, that's not a terrible thing to own. Go to the homemade armor. Maybe your party will help you out. There, you know what? There are multiple types of breastplate too, because I just put in the armors from the other book. They probably meant the plate one, which is 10 gold. But there's also a brigandine. Technically, yeah, you can. The character sheet's just not going to allow it. I'd have to do it. It's because that's like the only thing that you can't retroactively get for a class. You still have to be in the same class. So like if you totally changed career to like Watchman, then you can't. But given that you're leveling up within your class, you can still buy previous level shit. Does that make sense? All right. Yeah, you'd probably have to borrow some money or something, Eric. I don't see any other reasonable plates. I don't think boiled leather breastplate would really. There is a homemade. Yep. Um, shot. It's ball and shit. I'll find it. I think it's bullet and powder is the better one, and then there's like a shittier version. 3 shillings, 3 copper is what that would be. Yeah, it's shillings and then brass. For now, we can. I don't have to worry about the breastplate, Eric. It's just something your character should focus on getting ASAP, probably. That'd be fine too. So I did. So I got the armors in from the other book, and they do change a few of the existing ones. So if you grab yourself armor from anywhere, do it from the homemade. Did I make that fully visible? I think I did. One moment. No, this would be in the items. I meant to make you observers, not owners. Oh, so there is. I was looking at the Up in Arms book, and they specify some basic weapons. So if you go to items, Up in Arms, trappings, and then weapons. It's a bad way to do it. Let me link you to the journal entry. Oh, then yeah, go to the quartermaster's store. I don't know if this is going to go to the right place, but I'm going to try. These are all basic. These are all basic weapons. Well, I guess they're not all, but you can see like the sword is basically the standard basic weapon. Oh shit! This chart actually doesn't show it very well. Well, in the PDF you can see it well. Like the Warhammer has pommel and yeah, like an axe. So in this case, like they changed it so that axe is still the same base damage, but it's got the hack quality, which means I think you do more damage to armor, but it's also unbalanced, which is worse for defense. So if you want something more specific, do that. Otherwise, just take sword. That's like the generic basic weapon. Okay. Then if you want to swap out your weapon, you just drag the axe on and get rid of the other thing. PDF is easiest. Did the thing I just opened pop up? Well, that's just. Oh, you want like other stuff? The first number is shillings. The second number is brass, unless it has GC in front of it, and then it's gold. Right. Well, rope is 8 silver, 4 brass, and trade tools. Yeah, a little less, but yeah. It's like Schrodinger's gold right now. Yeah, it looks like 3 gold for the tools. And if you can drag them onto your sheet, do it. Otherwise, I can hook you up. Yeah. Can you hit Control Space and then just type like trade tools? And you'll see trade tools, parentheses type. You could drag them onto your sheet, and then you just got to edit it to say thief or whatever. But I'll do that since I'm already staring at it. But that's how I find everything. Just Control Space most of the time. So you got those. There can be multiple sources. Like there could be the compendium, and there could be the thing that I like dropped in it. It can be confusing when you see multiple, but usually it's just duplicates from different sources. I did not put the rope on there, and you are probably. I will now. Oh, you're gonna do it. Okay, cool. Actually, I did just put the rope on there, but you should try it anyway. Yeah. You are kind of encumbered now, so you're gonna have to decide like what you're actually gonna carry around or not. Like I doubt you're carrying rope around all day, right? But you are running into an encumbrance problem. And like the crowbar. So Eric, the breast it's having it counts it. Oh, no. You guys can just go to market. Whatever. So under items, homemade armor, and then you're looking for plate, breastplate. Oh, the up in arms book, quartermaster section. Or no, this isn't up in arm. This isn't up in arms. This is the Archive of the Empire 3, which I think I put in the same folder as the rulebook. Drag it. Oh no, sorry, not the big window for the item, but like if you hit Control Space and you start typing and you see the name of it appear, you can click on that and drag it. So overcoat means can be worn over leather or mail armor. So you can actually stack even better. Impenetrable is in the base book, I'm pretty sure, and weak points is in the base book, and I don't really remember the details, but once you have it on, I think you can look on your combat tab and it'll describe those two. Yeah, you'll have a nice amount of body armor. The good news is this book added 1 point of armor to all the plates compared to the base book. So that's 3 point breastplate. It's heavy though. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Um, Pommel is if you hit someone in the head. Let me do. I'm doing. I wait. Strike to stun removes the headshot penalty. Oh. Oh, when using it with the melee. Okay. Well, it says all improvised weapons have pummel. Because I guess you can't really pummel with a blade of a sword. Yeah. So what pummel does is if you hit someone in the head, you make a strength test, they make an endurance test, and if you win, they get stunned, which is a pretty powerful condition to put on someone. That's fine. I'll drag it to you, and then I will somehow spend 100x. You know what? Actually, we can click on making your. We can make your Prowler class current again for a moment. I just spent the XP, and now I made your other class current again. So, yeah, you'll have to deduct it. It doesn't deduct automatically, but yeah. I encourage you all, if you're buying stuff, to go to your trappings tab and scroll up and see if you're encumbered or not. Because if you are, you're going to need to either be encumbered potentially or decide what you're doing about it. I'm moving stuff to your sack to see if that does anything. Al. No. Man, that would be nice, though. Oh, so this is at least a workaround. Like, Al's got a sack, and it says encumbrance 2. And you click to not count encumbrance of this container. So we could put, like, you could drag a cart to your inventory and load it up with the stuff that you're leaving behind, and then do it that way, maybe. I don't. Oh, I don't see that. I see it on a. I see it on a bag, but not on an individual item. Yeah. Okay. 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 That's fine. I, yep. True. And then if you don't have a container to put stuff in that you can leave, just like drag a cart to your inventory and rename it. Stuff at home, and then turn off the encumbrance for it and put whatever you want. Stuff at home does mean in the barracks though, so I wouldn't put anything in there you're too attached to because it could disappear. Right. Well, who's gonna walk off of the tent, really? Anyway, a mace. Oh, okay. I got you. That's fine. Whatever. Well, here, let me just put a card on your sheet, and I'll call it shit at home. and then we'll just move it down. That way you don't have to like dick around with the encumbrance as you pick it up or put it down. You just take it in or out of that section of your sheet. Maybe. You can't drag it down there because the sheet's not big enough. Oh, you got it. All right. Oh, yeah, because you got your 5,000 resolution monitor. Just turn the sheet sideways and you're good. All right. I mean, you're carrying around like a crowbar and shit, too. That might, Thieves' tools probably do what you had the crowbar for, but I don't know. Well, it depends. Was your plan for the crowbar? I just want to break open the easiest way possible. Like, if it's for beating someone to death with a crowbar, you probably still want a crowbar. But if it's for like getting a door open, nah, I think your trade tools are just better suited for a job. I'm sure you've got like a little. I don't want to say the word shiv, but I don't think that's what it is. Whatever. Uh, you've got the stuff, if that's the main purpose of it. All right. Looks like everyone's squared away. Did anyone have endeavors they wanted to do other than who didn't get them done, I guess? Rocco, you're healed up. Well, his talent lets him do called shots to the head with a pummel weapon without penalty, which means he's probably always called shotting to the head, right? What? Hey Al, target another player, roll a mace attack on them, and when the dialogue pops up, it'll ask you for hit location. Put head in there. I want to know if it just does the no penalty automatically, because that would be fucking sweet. That's a lot to ask for it to do, though. So what you might have to do when you're doing call, you might have to constantly put head in there. Yeah, that makes sense. What is your weapon skill? Skills. 36. It did a 36. It did not give you a penalty. It looks like. So it looks like it's working. Which kind of blows my mind, honestly. Actually, I'll do the same thing, but do it with someone else do a called shot to the head who doesn't have that talent. Maybe it's just not automatically putting in called shot penalties, which works out fine. It just means we have to know to put them in. Um, all right, cool. All right, hit the button anyway, Eric. I want to see what it spits out in the card, because usually there's a little circle on the card that shows the modifiers. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't show the modifier on Eric's card, but it did reduce his chance to hit. So whatever, it works. Wow, that's cool. Sure. Yeah. Well, hold on. I'll just edit it to like 100 or I don't know, 98. I'm gonna hit apply. It looks like no. I would have to do that. Yeah, we'd have to manually do the pummel, which is whatever. Yeah, so if you successfully hit them in the head, you make a strength roll, they make an endurance roll, and if you win, if you beat them, if you have more success levels, they get stunned. If they win, then they don't get stunned. It's a free bonus thing. All right. So let's see. Rocco, you doing anything about your good friend Morse? Any follow up there? I don't remember what I wrote. That was like 3 weeks ago. Oh damn, you changed it. I thought you were going with number two. That's fine. I'll roll with it. All right. Watchman, right? Just to be clear. Well, you can go to guard if you'd rather. Watchman's the yeah ranger. It's like some of these really don't make sense though for like just doing it because like the endeavor ones kind of have to be for me they either have to be a natural progression or I had said like guard makes or not guard watchman makes sense. Um, like the road warren class gets ranged crossbow, but that doesn't make sense for you right now. You can still do it by spending extra XP, but yeah. So would everybody on the watch right now who's pissed that they are no longer soldiers? I guess that would actually be soldier, but soldiers get bow at level 2. No, you're not. I mean, you can still buy bow skill. I think it's just twice as expensive to buy it outside your class. Well, on the plus side, it's free. So if you ever want to get out of it, well, it, I guess it does cost to leave if you're not done. But honestly, you're probably already halfway through this one. Curious. So we complete that. Wait, you were. You weren't actually. You can still change it, but just to be clear, you were not, because this is the one that I said you could do for free. Otherwise, still needed 5 buys of something. I don't know what the other one was before. Oh, agility. So watch literally is the only thing you could switch to right now because that was your freebie. All right, I did it. And now I'm curious. Yeah, you got a ways to go on that one. But hey, you got XP. You could get half of that done right now. Who knows? Maybe you'll like being in the watch. You can, but it costs twice as much. I want to say. Um. Okay. You can up them. I think you're supposed to do it through Endeavor at that point because you're going out and seeking outside training. Yeah. Actually, it might only be talents that you actually have to go seek the training. I think skills are fine. They're double the XP, but oh, it's all. It. I'm pretty sure it all just doubles the cost. But non. Yeah. Um. Yeah. You will. So right now, are you allowed to edit that? Maybe only I can for that one. Oh no. Try putting one advance in strength and see what happens. Like highlight the cell and type the key, like press the key 1 after you've highlighted, like you're changing the number. And then it should, when you either when you do it or when you leave the cell, it should be like, hey, are you sure you want to spend this XP? At which point you can say yes or no. But advances. Yep. So like under S, you got 31 initial. You could try putting a 1 in advance and see what happens. Yeah. So at that point, you say yes or no if you're willing to spend that. I think if you click that, it pops up a dialogue for me saying if I'm okay with it. I could be wrong. Okay. So anyway, that's how you do stuff outside your class. Um, Eventually, you get strength when you get to the 3rd level of thief as a class skill. Yeah, but I mean, you have to have 10 and a bunch of stuff before you can. But that's normal. I mean, that's just how the game works. You're get about it. But that makes sense. Your guy's not focused in being strong man. He's focused on being sneaky man. That's where he spends all his time training. All right. Adam was trying to convince you to help this guy get his ring back. A bad reputation's better than no reputation. So what you know about this guy, Adam? Um, he's kind of like a low level, the guy you're looking for. So your friend borrowed money, right? Gambled, couldn't pay it back. They came and beat him up and basically looted his shit, to pay off his debts. And maybe they took a little extra, but you know, your your friend's a degenerate gambler, so. But definitely the guys who do it are not the most. The guy who grabbed it's not the most up and up in the world. Whether or not he even still has the ring or pawned it, you don't probably know. But you do know the name of the guy, and you probably know where he hangs out because it's probably somewhere with a lot of gambling. I was not prepared for the gambling angle, so I don't have the a name of the place on hand. But we'll there's a tavern somewhere that is more often where he hangs out. They bet on pretty much anything. There is indeed quarantine, but it's just been a couple buildings. It's not like a whole section of town or anything. They seem kind of confined to like a small little block radius. They're not quarantining the whole block. They're quarantining buildings as a number of people come down sick in them. And then basically the way the quarantine has worked is they don't let anyone in or out. There are the Sisters of Shala or something. It's one of the gods. They do put out packages of food so that people don't starve to death, and they basically let it run its course. And whoever dies dies, and whoever doesn't, when it's over, good for you. The particular thing going on here, they think is blood rot, and it's got, for the average healthy person, it's about a 10% kill rate. But if you're, young or frail or whatever, it's you're a lot more likely to get taken out. So they take it seriously. They say it's weird because normally blood rot doesn't spread just through like normal contact and breathing. It's usually like you get a cut or something and you get it that way. So they're a little concerned about that, but it doesn't seem to spread crazy. It's just when it's been popping up like throughout a building in a fairly short amount of time when it does. But it's not like a great number of people affected either. Oh. Anyway, that's what's going on. I can assume Dave's back because, we'll be almost at the end of the session. He didn't even have to shoot anyone trying to escape. You literally don't know how to use one. Unless you go spend a point and... So if you go to your combat tab, near the blunderbuss, there's an ammunition drop down, and you set it to be the ammo. And then there's also a little loaded button, and if you check that, then it's loaded. But you really don't know how to load the thing. Double whatever it costs to get a point in the skill, which is ranged black powder. So probably 20 XP is probably what it would be. I can drag it to you because I don't think you have a good way of getting that on your sheet. So I put it on there. You need to get at least one pip in it to actually use it. After that, you'll know how to load it and fire. I would probably still let you fire regardless if someone had loaded it for you with some sort of penalty. And look into the reload rules. They are slow to reload. Basically, you make a skill check, and you need to build up successes to do it. I forgot to do the part for Adam when he got shot at, where you have to make a cool test. Otherwise, you run like hell. But given that he ran like hell anyway, it kind of worked out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So the talents also can give you bonuses to skills. One sec. Yeah, you can add to it as long as you're in the same. What doesn't say it? What are we talking about? Okay, so if you go to the talent section, uh, page 132. Sorry, not on the sheet in the book. Says tests. If the talent is tied to one or more tests your character can make, the affected tests are listed here. Talents tied to the test come with an extra rule. For each time you have taken the talent, you gain +1 success level on any successful use of the skill. So Alley Cat is adding 1 success level to stealth. If you buy another advance in it, if you were successful. Um, when striking to stun, which I don't know if that's going to be counted in or not, but we'll have to we'll have to watch it. Yeah, but basically, if you do hit, it's going to be a better hit. It would have made more sense to me if that was for the strength test when striking to stun than the melee test. Like the opposed pummel check or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Strike to stun seems pretty good. Gotta get up behind him and blackjack him. There's literally no, unless they have like a lot of head armor. There's no reason to not just always do it. It seems like you don't have the called shot penalty, and you hit better. Okay, well, let's talk about Adam's thing. Although I don't think we're going to do it because it's getting late. But it's an option. You want to try it? So you go find. I need a name generator. If I just type name here, is it going to work? Because that'd be sweet. It did. I don't like that name. I don't like that name. I don't like that name. Gottfriedus Haintfrid. That's a good one. We'll use that one. Are you walking in all your watch uniform and armband, or are you going without your cloak and your armband? And is anyone coming with you? Are you guys presenting as the watch, or no? So the area you're going to, it's not full out criminal, so it's not like you're going to walk in and they're going to be like the watch, cheese it. But also, the watch wouldn't normally go in there, so definitely all eyes are going to be on you. But it's not like they're doing illegal shit and they're gonna all run or fight you. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Because gambling's legal. It's just the way they go about it is pretty sketchy. All right, so you walk into the Rogers. Oh, let's go. Kenny Rogers know what to fold them, but I don't know what to. I don't know do the Rogers room. I don't know. It's the back room gambling den, and there's Gottfriedus. He looks at you guys and he's like, gentlemen, you here to place a bet? What's that, gentlemen? How can I help you? He waves his hand and everyone kind of stops there. I don't know. We'll say they're playing poker or something. We'll always make time for the watch. You can tell he says, not really meaning it, but ugh, doesn't pay his debts. What about him? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why he owes so much money. Right now, he's all paid up. What do you mean? Oh, oh yeah. What's that? A ring, huh? Maybe I'd know where to find that. Not sure, you know. I don't always handle these things personally, and things disappear. Not saying it was ever taken by anyone I know in the first place. Maybe you could owe me a favor sometime. Yeah, you come back tomorrow. I'll, if I know if I can find it. If this thing turns up, I'll ask around. Maybe none of my guys obviously would have taken it, but if we can find out someone who did, and I'll get it to you. Yeah, yeah, of course. Wouldn't know what it looked like otherwise. All right, you give him the description. Sure. Hey, and watch out for dogs out there. I hear they're real vicious these days. Yeah, true. All right. Well, the next day, he does indeed have the ring for you. Yeah, one of my guys found some degenerate who apparently stole it. Oh, good, perfect day to get him. But basically, yeah, he gives you the ring in exchange for he just reminds you owe him one, but yeah, yeah, none. There are none extras, but so all right, we'll stop there so that Dave can get involved in the start of the next thing. Let me do this. All right, you guys got your fortune replenished. Your, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can go up to 4 in that. Absolutely. Yeah, agreed. I already added it for you. Character generation. Oh, I see what you're saying. Depending on your race, you started with a certain amount, and then you got to add 3 points or 5. I don't remember what it was. Elves like have way better stats, but they have really shit fate and resilience. Whereas humans, worse stats, but lots of fate and resilience. Hasn't come up yet, but there's just because I didn't think of it. I should have when Adam was getting shot. But there's also let's say you blow a roll and you're like, all right, I'm going to spend a fortune point. I'm going to re-roll, and you fail again. After that, there's Dark Whisper, which is you willingly take a point of corruption, but you get another re-roll. Die, I guess. You know, honestly, I'd probably let you keep taking corruption. And it's hard to get rid of corruption. But one way is the GM can use it to, like, you always have the option to say no. But the GM could be like, what if you fell asleep on watch tonight while it was your turn to take watch? I'd give you a corruption point back for that. Stuff like that, you know? So that's one way you can. The GM uses it to narratively screw you over, and you use it to, save your life. Or, you just build up enough corruption, you start getting mutations and shit. Or, insanity. Depending. Anyway, it's a mechanic we'll have to try to remember if you keep failing at rolls and don't have other options. That guy was shooting for your chest, Adam. He just apparently aimed low. Yeah. They were they were ready to leave once the watch showed up. They're not sticking around. They expected there to be more than just you, though. Well, I guess there was Griff too, but anyway, it worked out, I guess. Someone took his leg right off. Next week I'm going to my sister-in-law's, but I'm pretty sure I'll be back in time. So I plan to play, but I don't know. Keep an eye out Sunday just in case I find out, like Dave, I can't make it in time or something. Nope. Dave, Dave would have been so grumpy too. It's good he wasn't here. That would have been one more person sitting there not able to do anything. So I really thought you guys were going to go get him after it went bad, but you were like, "Nah, we got this." I'll just go knock on the door. It'll be fine. And what was your play if you did get pulled inside? As they 5v1 you. That would have been a hell of a charm roll to talk your way out of that one. Damn, Griff, you got fortune. Holy shit. Well, yeah, okay. Well, that's good. You're more of a gambling man than a dig down deep sort of guy. Yeah, you start with 2 fate, 1 resilience as a human, and then you have 3 more to spend. So you put it all in fate. Well, the resilience thing is also I will succeed is one of the options. And it's just you spend a point and whatever the hell you're doing, you pick the number that you want to roll. which can include crits. That's good for it. Oh, this is your boss. Fuck you, GM. I just rolled a 11 or whatever. Or is, yeah, I guess 11 would be the best one. Or, depending on various talents. Yeah. Yeah, no one knows how you guys suddenly got this good stuff, but, it is what it is. Trent's looking pretty beefy in the chest, man. 4 armor, 4 toughness. That's nice. Mm, I think it's the same. You know what? He might have been 4 and 5. He might have been 4 and 5. You know what? I'll look right now. Well, I had to fix him. He had 1 too many pieces of armor on. Well, he still does. What the? Oh, I deleted it off the one that was on the map, not the main one. Technically, I guess this works. He had reinforced soft kit on. He had a leather jack over that, and he had breastplate over that, which I guess technically is allowed. So it says reinforced soft kit can be worn under anything, and it says the breastplate. No, the breastplate has overcoat, which can be worn over the leather. No, that goes under. Reinforced soft kit can be worn under any other armor. That one's from the Archive of the Empire book. It's basically the padding you put under your plate, but apparently you can wear leather over that and then a breastplate over that. It's not even that expensive. It probably looks a little silly though. If you're, yeah, they kind of up the armor in that archive book. And they got rid of flexible or whatever it was from the main book. I don't see that anymore. Anyway, he was 5 and 5. You did good shot on him though. Well, he also had no head armor, so the headshot was good. I guess taking a -20 when someone's heavily armored on the body can be a pretty smart move. All right, well, there it stands. You guys are the heroes of the something. You don't find him. It's weird. No, no, he's not actually from here. Yeah, that's true. All right, I look forward to next week when you guys recap the session for Dave. Yep, that's what we need. We need to start every session by recap this session from your character's point of view.